guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and this is the follow-up to episode 5, I believe, of Improve Your Psychic Ability. People had asked if I could put another photograph up for people to gather, feelings or see something or being able to hear something, based on that photograph, whatever way it is that you are trying to hone in on your intuitive abilities. I got a lot of really good responses, and like I said, we're just translators of the information that comes in to us, based on our interpretations, our experiences, our backgrounds. We then try to take that and decode it and say, okay, I think it's something like this. And I think this is a great place for us to practice, because it's really low-key. It's like, hey, here's something, let me know what you feel. And then, and getting feedback from that, I think it's just an excellent way to learn. So I want to jump into it now. The photograph that I showed was this one here, and this is actually a photo of my boyfriend's second cousin, Kathy. So this is his dad's first cousin. She passed away on December 26th, so the day after Christmas last year. So we're actually coming up on the first anniversary of her passing. Kathy we were really close to, like, my dude and I especially were really close to Kathy. She was like so cool, like you really couldn't meet a more cool person, a more outgoing, a more just totally awesome person. And yeah, so I want to jump into what you guys got about Kathy, who passed away, I believe, at the age of 63. I think it was. Yeah, so she was just in her early to mid 60s. So okay. Also, by the way, the lighting's a little funky because it's almost 5 o'clock and it is so dark outside already. Like, please, can we just get to Yule and the winter solstice so the days can start getting longer? But anywho, let's get to our first person. So Samantha the card girl was the first person to comment, and she said, I was feeling your dude's grandmother. So you are correct that this person is on my dude's side of the family, and I will say that he felt like, because we were talking about this, he did feel that she was not like just a cousin, like maybe not even just an aunt, but yeah, more of that like grandmotherly, but like super cool, like a cross between like an aunt and a grandmother who's like totally cool. So yeah, so when you got that feeling of that grandmotherly type person, although it technically wasn't his grandmother, he did have that, like that deep connection, like that deep loving connection with her. So it wasn't like just a second cousin, so she seemed a lot closer to him. So yeah, so again, these are our interpretations, and I hope it helps with getting feedback like this. Going on to the next person was, oh yay, my girl Maha and her dude Will from Atypical Tarot. Definitely check out their channels, Maha's Treasure Box and Atypical Tarot. It says we both felt a fun, happy-go-lucky teacher vibe. Someone involved with kids. Maha gets a sense of a Leo Gemini. Okay, so definitely happy-go-lucky, like super happy, like burst out into song anytime. She was actually Miss Colorado back in the day. She was on Broadway for a number of years. She has played all the Disney princesses. When she was Miss Colorado, her talent was singing. She was a professor at a college down in Texas, community college, and she taught singing, like singing and musicals, like that was her thing. You could be out at a Mexican restaurant, and you know how the mariachis come around, they start playing music. She'll just like, she gets up and she's like, oh, she just starts to singing, she's like, whatever, like she don't give any F's about who thinks what about her. Like, she really doesn't care. If somebody was being annoying and loud in a restaurant, she'd be like, hey, quiet, there are other people in this restaurant, that's rude. She would put people down. She'd be like, hey, and she put people in their place. So she was just so fun to be with. She was so crazy, and it was just like, I remember the last it was the last time that we got to see her before her passing, like a day before she passed, a day or two. And she was telling me, because she was dying of cancer, and this was not her first rodeo with cancer. She struggled with cancer a good majority of her life. And she had breast reconstruction after some breast cancer a while back, and we were helping to scoot her up to the table, and we accidentally squished her boobs against the table, and she was like, "It's okay, I can't feel anything there anyway." And she was like, "Sometimes these things get in the way." And she was like, "Girl," and she's telling me, she says, "I notice that you're just a little one over there. It's really no big deal. It's okay. If you want to get breast surgery, breast enlargement, who cares? If that's what you want to do, go ahead and go do it, girl." She's like, "It ain't no thing." So, yeah, total crack up. Yes, so she was a teacher. She was hilarious. And Maha got the sense of the Leo Gemini. That's interesting. See, I am a Gemini sun, and my boyfriend is a Leo rising. She was born in January, because I asked, since she passed away in December, born in January. So she wouldn't be anywhere near the Leo Gemini, but, that would be the two of us, and she always said that we were her two favorite people in the world, so I guess that would be me and my dude. Then Portland Tarot said he got 3 words: flight, goodbye, and foreign. So flight, I totally understand. When she came down here, it was her last flight, and she knew it. She told all her friends back home that she had been cured, she had been saved, the cancer was totally gone. She knew that that wasn't true, but she didn't want them to worry. She knew that she was coming down to San Diego to pass away. She wanted to pass away amongst family. And my dude and I already had a sense of that. We knew that she was lying, that she wasn't okay. One of her closest friends said that she literally just walked out of the hospital in Texas and said, "I'm done. I'm all done. I'm healed. No, I'm all done now." And she said, "I'm going home to San Diego." And so, yeah, so she came back to San Diego. So this was her last flight. And then also I see, me and my dude and his father were the ones there when she passed in the hospital at, I believe it was 9:05 p.m. And I kept saying that I felt from her spirit that she kept saying that it was going to be at the top of the hour. So she says, "It's going to be showtime. It's almost showtime." And so we were there since 5 o'clock. And so I was like, "Is it a 6 o'clock show, 7 o'clock show? What o'clock show?" But it ended up being I guess an almost 9 o'clock show. And so I do feel like she then took flight. She was all better after she passed away. And then the goodbye, definitely saying goodbye. And the foreign, she actually had tickets as we were going through some of her stuff. She had tickets set up for a cruise for the following week. So she was supposed to go off to Greece or something like that, and tour a bunch of different places. So she was definitely going to be going on a foreign travel. She had plans to meet up with a couple of her good friends a couple of days later and stuff like that. So she had plans, although she knew it was odd because she made all these plans, but she specifically told my dude's dad that she's like, "I just want to see the sun on Christmas morning," and then that's it, because she was already in the hospital by then. She had suffered a massive stroke a couple of days earlier, and she was in and out of a coma. And she said, "I just want to see the sun on Christmas Day." She did open her eyes on Christmas Day, went back into her coma, and then passed away the next day. So those 3 words definitely do make sense. Then we are moving on to Wendy Freely, hailing all the way from Holland. What? Okay, so she said, "This is what I got. Good cook. She sees a broken heart." And then she asked if she has lost someone close to her. "I see grieving. I hear my little pooch. Did she have a dog that she loved a lot? She was hardworking woman who could be stubborn. I see her defending someone or something. asking approval, she was fighting or working hard for something. I also see victory, small success. I see the church. Was she a religious woman? Did she ever question her religion? Something about religion there. And then she said, I hear Nana. Was she your Nana or your husband's? Or did she feel like a Nana to you? Okay. A lot of good stuff there. So let's talk about that. So first thing, good cook. I have never had the pleasure of tasting her cooking, you know, as she was living in Texas, and she would just come down for the holidays and sometimes throughout the year. But I hear it was good. I know that she loved food, so she had to have been a good cook. Oh, actually, you know what? She probably was, because my dude isn't, like, when I say he's a good cook, it's not just because I'm his girlfriend. I'm like, oh, he's a good cook. Like, no, everybody who has his food's like, dude, you need to open a restaurant. Like, seriously. And she and him would just talk food, like, nonstop, and how we do this, and how do you cook this, and how long do you leave it on the Traeger, and, you know, how long do you smoke this for, and how long, you know, what kind of rub do you put on the meat? Yeah, so she probably was a really good cook. I asked my boyfriend about your question about the broken heart and losing someone close to her, and he said yes, it was her mother. Her mother died 15 years prior to her, and he said that she was just devastated because she was not closer to anybody else in the world except, you know, like her mom. I mean, she had tons of friends. She, you know, a lot of people loved her, but like the one person that she was super, super close to was her mom, and he said that when she died, it was like, you know, it totally like almost like destroyed her. He said that she did go through a divorce too, back when she was in her 40s. So this is like more than 20 years ago. And he says she basically had to start all over from scratch again, you know, after that divorce. But yeah, it was the one person where she was devastated about their passing was her mom. And then so yes, that explained the grieving. And then she said, I hear my little pooch. Did she have a dog that she loved a lot? It wasn't a dog, but it was a cat. So still, you're probably still getting that animal vibe. So you are correct in that. So, you know, trust your instincts. If you're getting an animal vibe, you are right. Midnight was the name of her cat, actually looked just like Loki. And it just tore her heart out to be able to have to give her one of her best friends her cat, because she was in and out of the hospital so much that she was hardly home, and she said it wasn't fair to the cat to have to leave it alone and have people coming and checking on it and making sure it's fed and cleaning out the litter box. And she was like, that's like no home, that's no kind of home for a cat. And so she loved that cat so much, and she was like just it pained her to have to give it away to her best friend, but she knew that was the best thing for the cat, because she knew that well, she probably wouldn't be here much longer. So so yes, so that she loved that cat to pieces. She loved Midnight so much. And then it says she was hardworking, could be stubborn. Yes, that woman she would not stop moving. Like, she was busy. Nothing would stand her away. Like, if I'm going on a cruise, I'm going on a cruise. If I say I want to fly somewhere, I'm going to fly somewhere. If I want to bust out into song in the middle of a restaurant, I'm going to bust out into song. If I'm going to say that you have a rotten kid at the restaurant, I will tell you that your kid is rotten and you need to be a better parent. Like, she was that kind of woman. So yes, stubborn, very hardworking, very, very hardworking. Like, her students at the college, like, those kids were her everything. Like, she would do everything and anything to help them succeed and support them and make sure that they knew that they were loved. Okay, it says she was defending someone or something, maybe asking for approval. She was fighting or working hard for something. That something was actually cancer. So like I said, she fought for years and years and years to eradicate the cancer in her body. It would go away, but once it metastasizes, it just spreads. It keeps coming back, and she would have small victories, like you said. She would feel, oh, I'm like cancer free now. A couple years later, it's back, and it's worse, and it would just keep getting worse each time it did come back. Unfortunately, this last time, it was the last time. So that's what she was defending. She was defending and fighting for herself, fighting for her life, basically. And the asking for approval, that was probably more of a spiritual question, her asking for approval, like, do I stay? Should I stay? Type of question. That sounds like her. Other things you said, you see the church and asking if she was a religious woman. Did she ever question her religion? Something about religion. So she, towards the end, just was trying anything, and she went to somebody that my boyfriend's uncle and aunt go to, called John of God, out in South America, I think. And he claims to be able to heal everybody. So she was like, whatever, I'm going to go to this guy. So she paid, it's exuberant amounts of money. Like, you have to be rich to go see this guy, by the way. And so she went down there, just gave up tons of cash, was like, yes, I'm going to be healed. And I think she had problems with that. Like, she kept wanting to feel like she was being healed, and everybody else that claimed, that there was tons of people with like fatal illnesses that were claiming to be healed, and she would say, yes, I think I'm feeling better too. I think I'm feeling better too. But the fact that she wasn't healed by somebody who claimed to be some sort of prophet or healer, and then to not be healed, it was like, I think she had a lot of questions when it came to religion and things like that towards the end. And then you said you heard the word Nana, wondering if, Nana, being a grandmother, wasn't either of our grandmothers, but was definitely somebody very, very close to both of us. So this was my boyfriend's second cousin. So it's his dad's first cousin, but she was like that grandmother energy to us, that super cool, like auntie grandmother, like totally cool. Yeah, she would be like a Nana. The next person is Marion11777. I love the numbers, by the way. Said, I started singing the song, I Can See Clearly Now the Rain Is Gone. Oh my gosh. When I read your comment, I was like, that's her. If you're singing out loud or you're singing in your head, that's her. That's all she did was sing. She sang all the time. When my boyfriend's mother passed away, she said that she clearly saw her energy in her kitchen, and she just knew that her mother wanted her to sing the Ave Maria. So right in the middle of her kitchen, she goes, I sang the best Ave Maria, and I knew that she loved it and she was happy. By the way, she was also the wedding singer at my boyfriend's mother and father's wedding. So so if you sang that song, it's because she was a singer. That's how I know 100% that was her. I can see clearly now the rain is gone, meaning I am free of illness. I am totally free. No obstacles in my way. All of the dark clouds disappear. So yeah, so anyway, I believe that's everybody who commented. So like I said, all those comments, although a lot of different points of view, you can see as I read all the comments how they all kind of fit together, that's, and that's your intuition coming through. So I do believe that everybody who commented was picking up on her energy, but just in a different way, different facets of what she was thinking, feeling at the time, her earlier life. And so, and just think about that, when somebody comes to a medium or a psychic or a tarot reader or whatever, anybody who uses their intuition, and they come for a reading, that person's got to do a little bit of work on their end too, to then listen to your interpretation and then put it through our own interpretation system and say, okay, this is what it means to me. And a good client will do that. And so those are the kind of clients that you want to seek out, and definitely let your clients know about this if you decide to have clients someday. But yeah, make sure that you do a little bit of work on your end too. So I think that all of you guys did a lovely job. I thank you all for participating, and yeah, I look forward to doing another one of these next month. Let me know if you had any more comments or questions about that. Please list in the comment section down below. I do apologize for the crappy lighting, and like I said, that's because it's all dark outside now, but after the solstice, after the solstice, girl. Alrighty, so if you guys dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And all my homies that participated in hashtag GiveSember have now gotten their mailing addresses, so now everybody's putting a little something something Secret Santa style into boxes and mailing that off hopefully this week or maybe even next week, so everybody can get a little special goodie in the mail. And hey, if you want to catch a reading with me, I do have mediumship readings too, by the way. Just head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. If you go to my Etsy shop, which is etsy.com/shop/kittenswaitstarot, I have 10% off in the entire month of December, so definitely go check that out. And go head over to patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot. If you like what I do here and you just want to throw a little bone my way, so like maybe $1 a month, it definitely helps out with everything that I want to do with this channel and working with my oracle deck and everything like that. So I will catch you spiritual homies later. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.